What's up, y'all? Sean here. I go by Taylor Exchange on YouTube. So, not acting, a little bit sick, and I run a six-figure reselling business selling clothes on eBay. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about being sick as a business owner. Not necessarily like a business owner, like I own a business, but like I own a company that I work in and I'm the only worker. So whenever I'm sick, not much work is getting done. This is the first time I've been sick since being full-time. I can tell you it was pretty stressful. I did not have the virus, which shall not be named. I definitely had something that was like, it took me out of commission for a few days. Whenever you're sick is one, try not to get sick in the first place, and two, try to get healthy as quick as possible. Now, I did a pretty good job of that, but I could only do that because I had my family that helped me out. A lot of people brought me soup and were just, like checking on me and making sure I'm good. And, my wife works, so like we weren't gonna like lose the house or anything like that. And the eBay business actually did like it normally does. And the reason for that is because I built a draft bank of items that are ready to be listed that I had already done ahead of time. I'm listing about 60 items on what I call like a regular workday. And I draft 60 items and then I send out 30 every day, Monday through Monday. So like on Saturday and Sunday I do 30 as well. I had, I think, like 170 or something like that. So I had plenty to like keep me good for a few days, but I still had to ship items. I packed the items. I had my wife take them to the post office to help me out. And then when I was well enough, I was able to go myself. Without that draft bank, I probably would not have gotten 30 up a day. There's little chance I would have been able to do that just because I was like coughing and sneezing and I had the body aches and all that stuff. Something funny that happened was whenever I went to the clinic to get checked and get tested and all that, the woman came back and said, "Do I need to write you a doctor's note?" And I kind of laughed because no one has asked me that since I've been full-time, like worker, self-employed. And I kind of chuckled. I was like, "No, I work for myself." And people ask, what do you do? And you tell them and they're like, "Oh, that's cool." A lot of people think it's like kind of like a gig type job, and I guess it's like it doesn't seem as serious as some people think off the top of their head, but I do quite a bit of work, and there's a lot of money going in and out, and there's a lot of happy people. I got a lot of happy customers, so I do love my job, and I do love providing good clothes for people to wear, and kind of like they get a lot of good out of it. So back to being sick, like I put pros and cons as like my little outline for things to talk about. So I did the intro to explain the stress of being sick, which it was pretty stressful, but because I had that draft bank, it was not that stressful. And because I had good families and friends, I was able to keep my spirits up as I was slowly dying and feeling like I wasn't going to make it, which whenever you're sick, I like to think of it as you're dying, back in like the way back when people got sick, that was pretty much the end of them. They didn't have medications to take and they would just die. So what's important to realize when you're sick is how important it is to live life when you're healthy. I didn't want anything that whole time I was sick except for like my strength and my energy and my ability to work and provide for my family and do those types of things. So making a lot of money is great, and like you're climbing the corporate ladder, you're building your business as big as you can, but the most important thing is like getting the most out of your day and caring for those and doing the right things, because there's going to be a time where you're not going to have that vigor, like the vitality, the youth, the strength, and you got to soak it up. So that's it's a humbling time whenever you're sick, but the best part about being sick is like getting better, because once I felt I think it was 2 a.m., maybe like the 5th or 6th day in, and I just woke up in the middle of the night and I knew I was good. Like I had so much more strength, and I was still I still sound like a little sick, but yeah, that's one of the better parts, one of the pros. And the other pro at the tail end of being sick is you can hawk like a bunch of good loogies. Like if you ever played baseball and spit seeds and spit a lot, you knew that like that was the best time to impress your friends with how far you could like shoot or hawk like a loogie. So that's also like a pro to being sick in my book. So I wanted to talk about the business this year. The business this year has been really good. It's the first month, January has been the first month that I've listed 30 items each day. Maybe I did it in December too. I don't really remember. Maybe I started in December, but I've had, it's like the 14th of January. I've had 8 or 9 days over $500 in sales each one of those days, and my average was about like 300, maybe 350. So seeing those numbers spike, some were $600-700 days, and I can only attest to that as to picking up better items and having like a larger store. Another reason why I'm getting a lot of sales is this month, which the first of every month I'm going to run a sale in my store on the oldest 500 items. This month I did a 50% off sale, and the prior month in December I did a 30% off sale. So the 30% off sale did not convert many of my older items, but the 50% off sale has definitely converted many of them, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes you have to understand that you're picking this stuff up at a thrift store and it's not that great of an item. Sometimes there's really great items, but a lot of times they're just average items. So to expect somebody to pay $25, $30, $40, $50 for an item that you found for a couple bucks, it's kind of hard. And sometimes you got to realize that maybe they only want to pay $20 or $15, and maybe you're not going to make but the money you put into the item or possibly a few dollars more. However, having like those smaller sales really generate a lot of velocity for my store, and it seems like I get other sales that pop off that were newly listed, and having those old ones out is really helping with my inventory, because I switched to the new inventory system that Chris at Daily Refinements talks about and has in his storage units. The reason I switched is because that guy's doing a lot of right things, and I want to do as many of those things as I can for my business, because I want to make a lot of money too, and I want to have other people run this business for me so I can do other things. And switching to that method, I think in my garage I can max out at 8,000 items. I have 8 of the Husky storage racks right now, and I think I could do about 1,000 in each storage unit. So 8,000 would be the total max capacity, like busting at the seams. So I realistically like 6,500, and then I'd have to decide if I need to get some more space to store my items. Currently, I have about 2,400 items in the store. I'm selling about 15 to 20 items a day. Sometimes, more. Sometimes at least like 13 to 15. I mean, very, very, very rarely we'll have like those slow days, but slow days do happen. So, yeah, the business is going great. I also wanted to share a few items that I've got recently while I was sourcing. I go sourcing once a week out of town in Dallas, the Metroplex, the metropolitan area, and I get a lot of items. I spend the whole day thrifting. This week I was able to go yesterday. I felt well enough, and my wife just kind of like kicked me out of the house so that I could get back to work, and anyway, it was kind of like a joke we had. I was able to pick up 195 items, and one of the items, no, I take that back. A few of the items I actually kept for myself. One was a pair of Brooks Beast running shoes. They were brand new. I paid $18 for them, but they were size 11, and I'm actually a 10.5 foot size, but the Brooks, for some reason, the 11s fit perfect, so I bought that for myself for like getting well and defeating the sickness, And then second, I bought this Vineyard Vines shirt. Vineyard Vines it's a pocket t-shirt. It says Washington, D.C. on it, but I really like the American flag like detail, and there's the graphic on the back. It's got the flag and like Washington in the logo. So I thought that was really cool. I bought a Chicago Bears long sleeve, and I'm going to keep that one for myself. And all these things that I keep for myself, I typically go back into my closet and I pull items out and I post those, because if not, I'll just have like a bunch of clothes. I'm not really that kind of person that wears a lot of clothes. I usually wear the same ones, and I'm kind of trying this white shirt out. I don't wear a lot of white, and I've noticed that my hair, sometimes they'll fall and I'll see it on my shirt. So I'm not really sure if white's really the color for me, but I think it's a pretty cool shirt. But anyway, back to items that I bought to sell online. The first one, I'll start with the most least impressive, but impressive in the sense that this item may make me my $8 to $10 to $12 profit that I'm looking for. This is a Hollister size small long sleeve navy blue shirt. It's got this cool embroidery on the sleeve that says Hollister, and it's got this big old patch, the Southern California 99, whatever that means. But yeah, you get a lot of those like early 2000 vibes when you pick up the Hollister stuff. You know, this shirt, all my items, the average cost of goods on the 195 items was $3.53. So that's typically like under $4 is where I like to be. This one I probably picked up at the store for like $2. Yeah, it's you know, it's one of those items. I list my items with a flat rate shipping of $8.99, no matter, you know, first class or priority. It's just easier for me that way. So this item I'd probably list at $9.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So all in, they're at about, you know, 18, 19. They're at $19 pretty much. And it might sell for that, but you know, I'd be okay taking let's see, 99. I'd be okay taking like $4.99 plus shipping. So like, it's not a lot of money, but something like that, you can really find a lot of that type of item, and maybe somebody buys 1, 2, 3, 4 of those items at once, and that's when you're really going to make a lot of money. So the reason I decided to pick that one up was because of all the embroidery stitching, and it's different than like the normal long sleeves you'd see with just the little it's like a pelican or something. Like, it's a bird, it's not a pelican, but like a little seagull, maybe that's a seagull. Yeah, so it's different than like your average one. So I definitely took a chance on that. And that's kind of an item I want to experiment with a little bit and kind of see what it can do. But I feel pretty confident that it's gonna make me a little bit of money. Next one's like a no-brainer. It's a Patagonia. This is a men's beige. It's got like the cargo zip pocket, hiking short. You know, it's got some stretch to it. It's a size 32, but unfortunately, like in this style, I'm just like a little too fat for it. And I say that kind of jokingly because of my last video, but yeah, my like thighs and like buttocks, like it's just a little bit bigger and, you know, kind of like a different type of build. So I don't really fit well in that kind of stuff, and it didn't feel right with like my wallet and keys. And I guess maybe you wouldn't wear it with like your phone, wallet, and keys, but like, where do you go without having your phone, wallet, and keys on you as a male in this day and age? So I'm gonna sell them. You know, I thought maybe I could like trim up and change, but you are what you are. You know, you can change like a little bit bigger. You can be a little bit smaller, but you're kind of stuck with what you're at. You know, I'm not gonna be any taller than 5'9", and I'll probably shrink when I get older to like less than 5'9" status. So just one of those things. But yeah, a pair of shorts like that, you know, probably paid like $4 or $5. That one will probably sell for like $24.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So you're looking at like the 30 range, I think, for that. Pretty confidently you could get 20 plus the $8.99 shipping. But pretty cool pair of shorts there. And lastly is a pretty cool item. Now, I've gotten away from picking up shoes, but these are a little bit special. One reason they're special is because they're camouflage. If you guys see Crocs in a camouflage pattern, you're definitely going to want to go for those because they're one of the hotter selling Crocs for men especially. Another reason why it's good is because it has this hook and loop for eBay sellers. But yeah, it's got Velcro on it, and the Velcro allows you to have much more of a secure fit, which a lot of people don't buy Crocs because it's kind of loose, but people who do buy Crocs know that this is a little bit of a better deal here. So they're a men's 10. Definitely not my style. I would not walk around in these. I think they're kind of like ridiculous. Like, I mean, I could see kids doing it because kids are like walking around in summer with snow cones and ice cream cones and spilling stuff on their feet, and this could just wash off real easy. But the guys like it too, though. I mean, there's a lot of fishermen and a lot of boat people, you know. And I guess it'd be a good boat like deck shoe because it's soft and it wouldn't mess up like the carpets on the boat. But definitely not for me. But this item, I'll possibly list it at $49.99. So like, I'll have to check the comps. Usually on items that I know carry a little bit more value, I want to hit like the higher end as opposed to like the Hollister shirt where I know I'm going to list it for like 5 to 10 plus shipping. Like, just because even at whatever it's at, like, I'm okay accepting as long as I'm making some money. Something like this though, if somebody offered $20 plus shipping, I probably would not accept it just because I don't come across quality pair of Crocs like this, you know, quality item. Kind of same with the Patagonia. I wouldn't accept much less than 20 plus shipping for that because in my town I don't see a whole lot of Patagonia. So not acting a little bit sick, and it's probably the most I've talked in a row since being sick. And That's because I work by myself. Like reselling is a pretty lonely game. That's why I like doing the YouTube, to reach out and talk to some people, even if it's just a camera with a light behind it. But I'm really trying to get to the point, like Chris David Prime just said in one of his videos recently. He said, the goal is to like get other people to work for you. It's a lonely grind. Like most of the time I'm taking tags off of my items, I'm taking photos of my items, or I'm at the computer doing work. Sometimes I play like Fortnite with some friends, and other times I'm playing Catan on the computer on colonist.io, which if you guys don't know about Catan, like you need to get on that. And I'm usually really like, I take the Catan universe and game serious. I don't like joking around, and I don't like just people being power hungry whenever they're doing really well. I like to really get in on them, and I like to pit people against each other in Catan because I think it's pretty fun. But anyway, I have a lot of time to myself, and that's something that I don't particularly enjoy, but it beats the hell out of working for somebody else and making somebody else like a millionaire. Like I want to be that guy. I want to have enough money to where I don't have to worry about money, and I'm slowly going to get there. So you can trust in that. So anyway, guys, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those great things. You can follow me on Instagram. I don't really post on there, but I kind of want to get into the groove of that, because I do come across some pretty neat items, and I wouldn't mind showing you guys those, so maybe you can go out and find them and sell them yourself. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time.